Good morning. Good morning, unicorns. Ooh, what an exciting day. It's day 1. Many happy returns of the day. Yes, we are here to kick off another 40-day cycle. And so all I want to accomplish today is to just give you some useful hints and tips to get through the 40-day workout and know that you are making progress towards the things that you want. So what makes this workbook and this workout special is that it is a slow and calibrated way of shifting your beliefs. The workbook, one day at a time, will help you to create a new way of thinking about who you are and about your life. And so it is more important to be consistent in reading these daily passages or watching a video that has to do with the day's work. And the reason for that is that's where the shifting of the beliefs happen. Now, when you accomplish a shift in the belief, just a tiny, small little shift in the belief, it results in your going up the emotional scale just a tiny little bit. And now when you appreciate, now when you hand stuff over to the universe and you trust, now when you count your blessings, now when you do your pre-paving, now when you visualize, it is all so much more effective. And so if you were consistent and you did this work every single day, one day at a time, at the end of 40 days, you would have accomplished a major shift in your life. So I want you to understand that consistency, showing up consistently to do the work, is the most important thing. Reading the passage is more important than doing the meditation. So the two most important things here are appreciation and reading the passage. Because I will tell you that appreciation is at the basis of every tool that is designed to help you implement law of attraction at a conscious level, deliberate level in your life. Okay? So appreciation is the key. Gratitude and appreciation are the key. And that is why everyone talks about gratitude and appreciation, because that's how important they are. Appreciation will always, always, always make you feel better. And when you feel better, you go up the emotional scale. And when you go up the emotional scale, you see things completely differently. There's an analogy that I like that makes sense to me. And it comes from my own experience, where I have been to many, I love nature. And so if there's an opportunity to go for a hike and climb a hill and or drive up a hill, these days I prefer driving, drive up a hill, I will take that opportunity. And I've noticed that I've been to a place that was very isolated in Pakistan. It's called the Hunza Valley. And it's way up north, very high elevation. And I remember going on this minibus, the old style minibuses, with a couple of other people in the bus. And oh my God, the driver was so awesome. The road was so tiny. It was like just so tiny that if there was another car coming from the other side, I was like, oh my God, how is that other car ever going to get through because of this minibus? But I can tell you that the driver was so amazing. He was just, I can't even believe that he did this trek every single day, multiple times a day. But anyway, the main thing I want to tell you is at the base of this mountain that we were going up was this cottage, and it was in shambles. It was like one of those rundown places where, parts of the roof are hanging off. Now these are wooden log cabins, and so you see this log hanging off the side, and the windows are hanging out, and like it's just coming down, and there's vegetation growing inside the cabin, and just it's a mess. And I looked at that cabin. I still remember looking at that cabin, and I said to myself, really, they should remove this cabin because it's dangerous. What if somebody goes in here and, one of these loose boards in the roof falls on them, one of these logs falls on them? This is dangerous. Somebody should do something about it. And at that time in my life, I wasn't aware of law of attraction, and so I wasn't aware that that was the energy I was putting out. But then as we climbed up this mountain and we came to this little clearing where you could actually get off the minibus and look down, like a viewpoint. I forget what the word is for one of those places where you can, there's a picnic table and you can get off and you can enjoy your food while you look at the surroundings and you appreciate the natural beauty. I remember getting off the minibus and going right to the edge of this viewpoint where there was like a fence and looking down at that same cottage. And when I looked down at that same cottage, it felt like I was looking at a whole different scenario, because I looked down at that same cottage and I thought, oh my God, that cottage is in such a beautiful place. Wow, I so love and appreciate that little cottage, and I believe that the owner of that cottage is so blessed because they own a piece of heaven on earth. And as I look back on that memory, I realize how my perspective changed from when I was down here to when I was up here. And this is exactly what happens when you practice law of attraction. Your perspective of the same facts, the facts don't change. The fact that there's no money in my bank account is still the same. There is no money in my bank account. The fact that I am alone and I don't have a boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever partner you're looking for is still the same. I don't have that person in my life. If I have a health issue, the fact has not changed. I still have the 40 pounds on me that I want to let go. But my perspective about my problem has shifted. My perspective has gone from, oh, really, I should dig a hole and die because my life is not going to change. My perspective changes to, I feel better. I feel that there is promise and hope for me. I believe that things can get better for me. And that, folks, is the power of the 40-day workout. Because if you are consistent in doing this 40-day workout, consistent, just a little bit every single day, and mainly reading that passage that is in the book. If you read that passage, you go up one tiny little notch of a ladder, like going up a ladder every single day. And that is why by the time you get to the end of the 40 days, your life feels better. And your feeling is the first manifestation, because your feeling is a divination mechanism. It's the crystal ball that tells you what's coming next. When you feel better, better things are coming. When you feel worse, worse things are coming. So your feelings are like a crystal ball. They do tell you what is next. And that's what makes this workout so powerful and so important. Because if you do this workout every single day, 40 days, just 40 days, how important is it for you to change your life? Is it important for you to change your life? Then can you give yourself the gift of 15 minutes to do the work that's in this workbook? And another 15 minutes for meditation? Half an hour? Is half an hour of your time worth it if it's going to change the trajectory of your life? I was riding, we were going somewhere. I was with a friend of mine, and she is an avid Christian. And we have some really interesting discussions about faith and religion and law of attraction, my beliefs and her beliefs. And she said, she told me a little story. I don't remember the context of the story, but you know, stories are so powerful. We remember stories. So I remember the story she told me. She said, once there was a priest, and he was a very pious man. He spent a lot of time in prayer, and he did a lot of good work in the community. And he had planned something was coming up. It was going to require a lot of effort, not just from him, but from all the pastors in his community. And so this priest was in prayer. And that day when all of this work needed to be done, this priest took an extra couple of hours to be in prayer. So the other younger priests came to him and they said, come on, we've got to start work because we're wasting time here. We better get started, otherwise we'll never get it done. And he said to them, I am getting it done, because the more I pray, the more I do the work, the more I pray, then the easier the work becomes. And because of the investment that I am making in the prayer that I am practicing just now, our work is going to be so much easier. And that story really struck with me because I don't have a quarrel with God. To me, the universe is God. And the exercise in this workbook teaches us to have faith and trust. And so to me, what that translates into is, if I do my part, which is the appreciation, if I do my part based on this workbook, then my life is going to become so much easier. And so it is more important to do the work than to think I don't have time to do the work, because you create more time in your day when you do the work. And that's what I'm here to share with all of you. Just take whatever time you can to do the work and watch how easy your life will become. Everything will start falling magically into place. You will start hearing the voice of your intuition with more clarity, because that voice is always there, but you cannot hear it when you are low on the emotional scale. And as you make your way up the emotional scale, you start hearing that voice and you start acting upon it. And when you start acting upon that voice, life changes. It cannot remain the same. And so I can tell you that I've experimented with my life so many times in the beginning. And I've been doing this every single day probably since 2013, 2014. I started doing it way back in 2012 when I was on the brink of going bankrupt. I became consistent in doing the work. Before that, I would do the work, and then life would get better and I would stop. And then after a couple of weeks, I would notice something's off. Things are not going as easily as they were before. And then I start again. And I got to a point where I realized I cannot stop doing the work, because when I stop doing the work, then I feel it. I feel the difference. And for those of you who have been here for multiple workouts, you've been doing this work alongside of me for a long time, you know what I'm talking about, don't you? And so I reached a point when I decided, okay, I just cannot stop doing this work. And I decided that this work is so important that I am going to put myself on the hook by creating a community of people where we meet every single day in the morning to do the workout together. And that community is the Unlimited 365 community, which is a paid group where we do practice this workbook every single day together in the morning. And then on Sundays, we not only practice the workbook, but we also have live Q&A where people can ask questions and I channel the response. And so I can tell you that I do the Unlimited 365 because it keeps me accountable to myself, because it means I have to show up. I have to do the work. And I want you, whether you become part of the 365 or you don't, I want you to make a commitment to yourself today that you will always show up to do the work for yourself. Love you all lots. I am excited about starting another 40-day workshop, challenge, whatever you want to call it. And you will receive a video in the Facebook group every single day. And all you have to do is watch that video. I so love and appreciate Jennifer for the work she does, that she puts that in the group every single day. And then she also posts in the group a reminder for all of us to practice appreciation every single day in the evening. Because when you close out your day on an appreciative note, then you start the next day with appreciation. When we open our eyes in the morning, we pick up from where we left our thoughts the night before. All right, folks, love you lots. I'm heading into the Unlimited 365 group because it's time for our daily work in that group. And I would welcome any of you who want to join that group to come and join us. Just send me a message or connect with Jennifer, and she'll set you up with the link to set up your payments and join. Love you all lots. Have fun, have fun, have fun, have fun. Remember, there's nothing serious going on. Remember that all things are possible. That is law of attraction. When we say but, or we give ourselves a reason for it, why it's not possible, we put a monkey wrench in the works. If we didn't do that, all things absolutely are possible. Someone asked me a question a while ago on YouTube, and the question was, well, if two people, husband and wife, one wants this and the other wants this, can they both have it? Yes, they can both have it. Every individual can have what they want. It's you who thinks that's not possible because they are joined at the hip or whatever. But for the universe, all things are possible. And so you have to keep telling yourself, even though I cannot see it, just now, there's a way that the universe can make this thing that I want possible. Sit with that, folks. That is our affirmation for day one. And it is all of law of attraction in one sentence. All things are possible. And I may not see it just now, but I'm willing to believe that all things are possible. All things are possible. Therefore, this thing that I am looking at, this thing that I am wanting, this is also possible. All things are possible. And soon the universe will show me the way, and I will be able to get what I want. All things are possible. Love you all lots. Have fun. And I'll see you from time to time, but you'll see me every single day because Jennifer will post a video. Now, before I go, I want you to check out the guides tab, because under the guides tab, folks, there's literally a couple of thousand videos. And in addition to those couple of thousand videos, there are videos that are pertinent to questions about health, money, self-worth, relationships. There are categories of questions. And there's a whole course about law of attraction and really understanding the nuts and bolts of how it works. Love you all lots. And I'm looking forward to hearing all your stories about how you created success in your own life, because all things are possible. Bye for now.